Here's a headshot that I just took. And as a headshot photographer who's also a Broadway actor, but also a content creator who focuses on authenticity, personal branding, and storytelling, I figured it might be helpful to discuss why I made certain photographic choices in the composition of this image and how I took it to help with the visual storytelling and hopefully guide the viewer's emotional experience when they look at this photo. So a little bit of background, this is one of my good friends, Rosie Jo, and I was honored to take her headshots. She is fiery, fiercely intelligent, a very, very loyal, grounded person. And we've had many conversations before her headshot session about what she was going for and what she was hoping to get out of the shoot. I've known her for years, so we can be very candid with each other, but I'm also very transparent with my headshot clients all the time. And I told her that I feel in past headshot sessions and past portraiture sessions I've seen of her, there is this heaviness or this darkness in the photos because Rosie Jo has a dark, complex energy. We are very similar in that way. But I think her wisdom is something that is so beautiful and sets her apart from so many people, and I definitely wanted to feature that. Now, in person, and in this photo, Rosie Jo looks quite young. However, we're only a few years apart. While we definitely did a photo later on in the shoot that focused on a little bit more commercial, exuberant, bubbly youth, my main goal for the session was not to age her up or age her down, but was to shoot her at her age, her looking like she does. So starting with the styling, Rosie Jo does not do a great deal of hair and makeup every day, so we kept the makeup very, very natural. I love that you can still see her freckles. And the hair was definitely styled, but I did not want it to look polished, and I think that this photo is a perfect representation of exactly how I wanted the hair for the shoot. In this particular shot, I actually wanted to emphasize the sort of messiness and the unfinished nature of the hair, and I popped in a hair light on the left side of her, as you can see, and I purposefully overexposed it because I wanted it to have this light, ethereal sort of quality to it. We also chose this sort of like gray romper moment because it was giving me like post-apocalyptic, very like if sea foam and the Industrial Revolution were a person. Yes, these are really the things that go through my head in a shoot. I used a relatively shallow depth of field, which is why the background is slightly out of focus, which you can tell in the stray hairs on the left side of her head. They're a little blurred. And sometimes I like throwing the background just a little bit out of focus because I think that it adds to the dreamlike quality of an image. Also, when lighting this image, I purposefully slightly underexposed her face and overexposed the background because I knew in post I would bring up the exposure a bit and I would get this sort of wash of light on her face that would be so soft, diffused, and even. There's also a silver reflector beneath her, which you can see in the catchlight in the bottom of her eyes, which I just think adds a little bit of that sparkle, a little bit of that glimmer back to the image. Soft, honest, youthful, beautiful, mournful, grounded, all things I think we achieved. And give me a follow if you want more visual storytelling breakdowns.